Okay, so casual call today, Monday, March 28th. We were set to have a guest speaker today. However, we have had to reschedule. So we're just going to do Q&A today. And Laura, you've pretty much just got us to yourself. Let me find, I saw your question come up and I just didn't click on it. What type of challenge group do you find yields the most customers? So that sort of depends. I can tell you what we've had success with, and then I know Annie has like a rotation of stuff that she sort of uses. When I first started, I did a clean eating group, and I got Annie, and I got Leah, and I got a ton of coaches out of it. Some who have quit.
Yeah, you got
Steph Comanzo I got out of that. She didn't sign up right away, but that was where I found her. But I don't even remember what kind of group that was. Like, was it, I don't remember if it was 30 days. I don't even remember what it was.
It was
it was Carla's 8-week clean eating. That's what it was.
It's crazy. Yeah.
It was really long. I don't know what we were thinking running that, but another coach had run it and shared the whole thing. And we had a lot of people for like the first 3 or 4 weeks that were really pretty engaged in it. And then they started to drop off. And then the other one that I have had probably the most success with that I haven't run in a while. And that was actually, that was on my mind today, because when I opened my second center, that's what I used to recruit for that. Is a 21-day flat belly challenge. And it was, I used a bunch of workout videos from the trainers, like YouTube ones that were, like 3 and 5 minutes long, integrated with like some blog posts and some information about, like nutrition and fitness goals and, things like that. I think I have the template. I think it's on my Google Drive. That one I had a ton of success with. That was the one that we ran, Annie, when we tried to put all of the coaches into this group. And that's actually the one that I was referring to. Was it you who asked me about it was Sabrina who asked me about the one that we're doing this week. We opened it up to the whole team, and we had coaches all have the option to add their prospects into it to sort of join. And they stopped posting. Like, the coaches stopped posting in there, and their people were like, we don't know what to do. We don't know who our coach is. Like, it was a mess. And it took us it took so much time. Of the ones of us that were left, I think there was only 3 of us left in there that really sort of started to try to talk to everybody. But the month that we ran that, I think I recruited like 19 coaches out of that challenge. That was the month that I opened it the week I opened my second TBC, and it went diamond in 4 weeks. I should run that again. My third center is opening at the end of the week. So I'm like, how can I do this to get it to diamond? So maybe we'll run that. That would be a good idea. But I have it. Let me write that down, because I'm going to forget.
Yeah, I would like to see that. That's 21 days?
It's a 21-day. We called it the 21-day flat belly challenge. And Christy Curtis gave it to me. She was running it. She was having a lot of success with it. She added me to her group and told me to take whatever I want out of it. And I did, and I used a lot of the workout videos, and then I sort of took some of her blog posts and then some of my own, and then just stuff I found from like the MyFitnessPal blog and all the other sort of Self magazine, like those little blogs and stuff that had that sort of information in there. Those we added all that sort of stuff in. And I'll post that. I'm going to write down to post the other call. And then this one that we're doing now, which is a 10-day clean eating, like fast food challenge, the people have been liking. We have a decent amount of engagement. How many people do we have in there?
I think they're just under 100 right now. Some people left, but
yeah, we had a few leave. Oh, we have 130 in there now. So I think we must have had like 150 or so.
Yeah.
And we definitely have a handful of people who are pretty engaged, asking questions, posting their meals. We're asking what they like. And I think we've been able to find stuff. One second, Pumpkin. Yeah, we can go check them. We've been able to find stuff that's pretty easily adaptable to people who have celiac or are vegan, or just don't eat dairy. We had a really big response to the post that we put up to invite people to it. Definitely not all the people we invited have been engaged, but the menu, I think what we've picked has been working pretty well. And now we've had people in there this morning asking for like more. Like we've seen recipes and we've seen this, but now we want like healthy baked stuff and we want healthy snacks and we want this and that. So starting today into Wednesday, we're going to be talking about converting them into a 30-day challenge with Shakeology. So we'll see how that goes at the end of this week, but we'll have that template for you guys at the end of the week to post. It's definitely something that I think we would run again. But we just didn't want to throw everybody into it and have a group with 700 people like last time and have it be sort of chaotic. That seems to work well. Annie, what about you guys? What's the one that you run with all of your new coaches?
So I have really good luck with, I have a 14-day clean eating challenge that I do. And it's more, I try not to call it a challenge. It's more of like an educational thing. Sometimes I find like with challenge, it intimidates people and they're like, oh, well, I don't want to eat perfect for 14 days. But, I have templates for all kinds of different lengths of clean eating groups. And I find like 5 or 7 days is just a little bit too short. And once you start getting into, like I've run month and I've even run that 8-week group very successfully, but it's a lot. It's so long and you do have people trail off at the end. So we've found that 14 days for a clean eating group is a really good length. Because people can get in there and they can stick with it for 2 weeks. They stay engaged for 2 weeks and then it's over. You can get them into the next thing. Abs also, like any kind of ab group I do has been really good. Abs, legs. And we often will play, we haven't done it too recently, but we'll kind of play off of the holidays. So, we often will do like a countdown to Christmas, like, a 12 days of Christmas kind of thing, or like spring into spring, like, just kind of theme it around whatever's going on. And you can do basically the same exercises and just kind of theme it for whatever is going on. Heading into summer, obviously, like you can do some kind of play on swimsuit, whatever it is that you want. So and some of our coaches, like Jen Hudson, she actually is very, very creative with coming up with really clever ideas for that. And same with Tova. I think both of them tend to be really creative and come up with good ideas. Crock pot recipe groups, for whatever reason, people love the crock pot recipes. I'm trying to think what else. So,
yeah, I mean, that seems to be here. I'm just pulling this up. We had this, Marie found this a while ago. I don't even know where she found it. So this is a folder of, I don't know how many calendars are here, 5, 10, 15, 18 different 30-day challenges. I think we've used some of them, not a lot. The only thing I would recommend here, I'll post this here. The only thing that I would recommend is that if you're using it, don't post the calendar in the group. You just sort of take it and post whatever it is for each day. Because first of all, people will just save the calendar and not come back to the group. Or they'll see that it's sort of like, oh, it's like all the same stuff every single day. I'm not doing this. And then they just sort of like leave and don't come back.
Yeah.
700 people in there. How did you get 700 people?
Oh, because we opened it up to like the whole team.
Oh.
And we had, it was a nightmare.
A bunch
it
of
was
coaches running it as well as their people?
Yeah. So we had coaches come in and,
we probably had 30 coaches who were adding.
Probably had 20 or 30 coaches who were adding people. And then the coaches sort of stopped adding. I mean, they sort of stopped showing up. I think it was me, you, and Stephanie Commando who ended up sort of running the whole thing. And it just got to be very hectic because then people would ask questions and they would want to know if they wanted to place an order. And we were like, well, who invited you? Like, we want to make sure that we get you to the person. And then either that coach was unreachable or that coach had quit. And it was just incredibly chaotic. And we were like, never again. But the challenge itself works. So, yeah, I'll definitely post that. And I think there's also in the team page, in the large team page, there's also a list. I know Annie is it your 14-day clean eating that's in there?
Yeah, my 14-day clean eating, and I'll often supplement that with workouts from the trainers. So I have a resource sheet in there that has a list. I mean, it's certainly not complete, but I just went on to different, like Tony Horton and Autumn's YouTube channels, like all of the trainers, and found a bunch of workouts. So I'll often, depending on what challenge packs are on sale, like this month, I would definitely be kind of promoting like Tony and Shalene videos above the other ones, just to kind of get people, more interested in the ones that are on sale and that they can afford and are like a better deal almost. So, I'll every day I'll have a workout for them to do as well, and say it's like 10 minutes or under. And trying to think. I ran leading up to, the idea was leading up to Thanksgiving, but it ended up going for they wanted to keep going. So I ended up doing it for 60 days. I did a gratitude challenge. So just literally every single day I would post a image with a quote about being grateful or thankful and that kind of thing, and then tell them that they should come in and post 3 things, like write down and then post the 3 things that they were grateful for. And that group was fantastic. We had people that stayed engaged and just wanted to keep going, like more and more and more. That was another, like, not so much the fitness or nutritional side, but more of like a personal development kind of side to get people engaged in that way.
Yeah, I'm just looking in the team page now. There's a ton of stuff in here. If you go all the way down into the bottom of the files from a couple of years ago, Annie's stuff is all there. There's some ab stuff in there. There's a ton of stuff. And actually that 8-week clean eating is still in there. And I think if somebody was to change that to like a 30-day challenge and add Shakeology into it, that would be like, that would convert and turn people into coaches. Probably hand over fist, because the posts that were in that 8-week were really good, but they were really long. And it was super involved. And with the 5, 7, 10, 14-day challenges sort of being the norm, nobody would really volunteer to be like, I'm going to do a 60-day challenge. But you could probably get them to do 30 with a bag of Shakeology. Does anybody else have free groups that are sort of working well? for them.
I just had a question about when you do the free groups.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have them sign up as customers? Because me and Megan have been doing, we had a free group that it was just supposed to be like 21 days of abs and stuff, but it just kept going and we kind of didn't want to lose people because slowly we're getting customers out of it.
Right.
But we didn't make anyone like officially sign up as a free customer. Do you suggest that we have them do that? I think sometimes it scares people off.
Yeah, sometimes it can. I know for this one that we did, that Annie and I are doing with Tova, I didn't have them
I didn't either.
sign up. I used to do it because that was what, they told me that you should have people do is sign up. But then I would find that some people didn't do it and then they would ask why they're not in the group, or they've had an account for a bajillion years and they don't know how to log in, and it ends up being more frustrating for them than anything else to try to switch. So I just ask them if they're currently working with a coach, if they have ever bought a product before or anything like that. And if they say something like my friend Annie from high school, she was like, oh, we bought P90X like 10 years ago. I didn't even realize I already had an account. And I'm like, okay, well, we'll just switch you to me and that's fine. But if they say, oh, I want to do your challenge, but because my coach isn't running one, no, you're not allowed. Like I have a girl who lived in our town before we moved, and she's a discount coach under another coach, and she keeps asking, like, can I join your challenge? I'm like, no, I told you to sign up with me and you didn't want to. So she's like, well, my coach doesn't run challenges. And I'm like, oh, okay, so it's sort of not my problem.
Can I say something really quickly?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so Barbara knows about this. I've had my one free group I had recently run, I guess it was last month. I had 2 girls who were potential coaches for me, like on my list of 10 that I wanted to be like my coaches. And within a week after I had this group going, I saw that they became Beachbody coaches with somebody else. So I did not have them sign up like in that group. And if I would have, they probably would have then had to go through the change of the coach.
They wouldn't have to.
They wouldn't have?
No.
See, I don't know what the best thing is to do with that.
So here's how it works. So if you're a customer and you want to switch to be a customer under someone else, you have to actually switch your account.
Coach. It just goes.
Yeah. If you're a coach, that enrollment sort of takes precedent over
a
customer account that you may have.
So it really doesn't matter.
Kind of really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Sort of. It kind of is what it is. I think we've all had that happen.
Yeah.
Or they sign up and then a week later or 3 days later they switch coaches, because that's happened too.
Yeah.
But yeah. But do you have free groups that are working well for you?
A lot of the time, the ones that work for me are the exercise focused ones. So I'll just do a butt lift one or abs.
Mm-hmm.
The nutrition side one for my age group never works out. People just do it for 3 days and I never hear from them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, usually.
I run a free 5-day clean eating challenge. I actually started doing it. I've done it in the past, with Denise and, other coaches together, but I actually did it on my own for the first time last month. And it went pretty well. And I got a lot of response from it. I'm going to do it again. I'm doing it every month. So that was my first time actually doing it alone. I think it went pretty well. I did make everybody sign up before I added them to the group though.
Yeah, I kind of switch between whether I have people sign up or not. I'm curious to run one. I've not run a free group using the new Challenge Tracker app yet, but I know that when they go to set up for that, it makes them set up an account under you.
Yeah, that's how I did it. that's how I did my clean eating one using the new app.
Mhm.
So
nice.
like they have to do it. So I kind of made them. I mean, it's a free group. If I know some people just, really sometimes don't feel like doing it, because they're lazy. But I mean, it's a free group. So you do it or you don't.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I haven't read anything off of the app yet. I jumped into Annie's to sort of see how it worked because when we did the beta testing, it was so not even close to what it's like now. And it's so good now. I'm so happy. Like they took all of our suggestions and they fixed, I think, almost everything. The only thing they haven't done yet is multiple admins, like multiple coaches running a group together, and that's coming. It'll be in the next. That will be in the next update. Yeah, I mean, the other option that you can always do is, and somebody asked about it, Laura, it might have been you, about the free 30-day bod challenge. That's definitely a great way to do it because they have to create an account.
So do they create it under, like when I went on, it was a paid one and a free account. If they sign on to the free account, do they get that 30 days or they have to sign up for the paid one and they still get billed?
They have to sign up for the paid one. It'll take their credit card info. They'll get 30 days for free, and then they'll be billed their $38 at the end of 30 days. So they can cancel before they're billed, or they can keep it.
Okay.
And that is a great way to run that. I thought that there was one. Some leader that I know had a 30-day bod challenge. Let me add that to my list. Let me see if I can find that because it was really good. She was talking about it and they were getting a really good response because people were getting to not only have access to like all the nutrition guides and everything too, because you have access to everything for 30 days, just not the paid programs. But they were able to test out so many programs, and then so many of them would buy a challenge pack then either to keep Beachbody on demand or with a program that they had liked previewing, on that. I'm trying to think of who ran one. Somebody had said that's all that they do now is run those free 30-day groups.
I have one going right now. It's just 2 weeks though.
Yeah.
And I also offered that they could do a week trial. I called it a trial of Shakeology with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think only like 5 people did that. But while I was telling people that they could do that, I had a girl just order a challenge pack.
Right.
She was going to do the whole thing. So, I mean, you never know by even just telling people they could do a week, but really the month supply is the best deal. They just go for it.
Right. And that's happened too. We've had people that would say, well, I want to try a week's worth of Shakeology, or we would do a 10-day Shakeology challenge. But a 10-day Shakeology challenge, I charge $55 for because you've got to get their 10 packs and then they're shipping. And I'm like, you could buy 30 days for $130. Like, why would you? So a lot of times they would just opt for that because we still have the money back guarantee. Mm-hmm. And that was another thing we did in the 21-day, the flat belly challenge. We offered a week's worth of Shakeology and a meal plan, but none of that was available until week 2. Like, they didn't start with their Shakeology. Like, they did a week of what they were doing, and then they started Shakeology and the meal plan for week 2. So by then, they'd already been doing workouts for a few days. They'd already been getting information and value from us, and then they would start drinking Shakeology. So, like, we would take all of the information, like the first 2 or 3 days of the group, and then send out packets. So they would have them to start the second week with the meal plan. And that was a lot. We always had a lot of people that would take advantage of that. And I would say, was it $40? Oh, $40, right, for a week. and then 35 if they were local and they could pick it up or meet me to get it. But those were definitely things that had worked well. So, oh, hold on, Deb. Let me unmute you. I can't hear you. Hold on. Okay, go ahead.
Thanks. So the bottom line, is it the best to not make it free and just go on and try to construct a price to advertise for them to say, okay, join the group? I mean, I want to do one, but I don't know how to stay organized with it.
So you can't charge for a free group. You can't charge people $25 to say, hang on, let me, I was getting an echo. So you can't charge people $25 and say, oh, I'm going to give you a free meal plan and we're going to do exercises that are on YouTube, but it's $25. You can't do that. You can offer Shakeology as part of the challenge. And you can say, if we're going to do a 14-day challenge, you can opt for to add 5 days of Shakeology packets to it. And then, you collect their money, you mail them the shakes, or now we have a 7-day sampler. They can order the sampler online and do that. That's always another option. But there's plenty that we do. This one that we're doing now is completely free. And I think it's important to do them because people sort of see the value that you can add. As far as staying organized, we'll have you team up with another coach and sort of run them a few times to get started. We'll usually do that whenever you say you're ready to run a group, as we'll take you and we'll do a couple groups with you. And then you're like, okay, now I'm good. Now I got this. I can kind of go out on my own. And Annie and I, after 3 years, we still run them together a lot of the time, especially to test out sort of the new ones and kind of see how they work. But yeah, if it's something that you want to do, we'll talk this week and we'll get you set up with probably some people, because everybody runs new ones every week or so.
Okay.
So we'll get you set up. Either you jump into one of mine or one of the other diamonds, and we'll get you sort of set to sort of just see how they work. And then everything is there. The posts are all there, and it's just copy and paste, into a group.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay. Does anybody else have questions? This was like a whole call on free groups, which is awesome.
Well, I have a question outside of the free groups.
Okay.
You answered it before, but as usual, I forgot. And I know there's people on this call that don't know the answer either.
Okay.
We can see the orders that our coaches, from our coaches' customers, right?
Yes.
How do I get to it? I remember you showed me and I can't find it. So I see one of my coaches has an additional 2 points from last week. So I want to go into who ordered it. I remember you showed me on one of my coaches and I saw the customer's name.
Oh, if you go into your volume.
I did, yeah. And click on that. It was only her order. It wasn't a customer's order.
Oh, hold on. I think I know what you're talking about. Let me see.
Remember with Daria, and I knew who the people were and the names of the customers and what they ordered.
Yeah, hold on.
Now I was trying to find it.
And I'll show you. Hold on. Let me see if this will work. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I need points too, guys. It's the end of the month. Why is that not working? You will go here.
Yeah.
And then you would click on that and it's going to pop up.
I saw her
And
name.
then, who is it?
Trista.
Oh, okay. So I'll show you how we look for it. So there she is. So you click on her volume. And then, was it a challenge pack?
I assume so because it was another 2
Okay.
points.
Can you guys see these pop-ups that are coming up? I don't know if you can see
No.
them.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that
That's
answers that question.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you clicking on?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So how the hell do I share that then?
Stop the screen share and then share it again onto that new screen.
Oh, see?
I think there's a way to switch without stopping it, but I don't know how.
I know, but now it wants to share each one of the little things individually, which is annoying.
Yeah.
Well, is it where
Okay,
the
so
volume
if you clicked on the volume, right? Like I clicked on my right leg because that's where she is.
Right.
Okay, and then I clicked on that, and you see her 2 orders, right?
Right. Well,
Okay.
there
So if you
goes.
click on this order number,
Yeah.
it would come up, and it's a 21-day fixed challenge pack that she sold to somebody named Elizabeth Knight. If you clicked on that order number, it will come up and
Okay.
roll over.
Oh,
And the
all
only
right.
reason that I know that is because if I see somebody who has a couple of returns in the same week, is I go back and check them, because if you guys get hit with a return and it's over 60 days from the day it was purchased, you get your commission, your volume, and your Success Club points back. We guarantee for 30 days past the 30-day guarantee to allow time for it to be returned. Outside of that window, more than likely Beachbody will take it back. But the coach doesn't get dinged for it. So if you catch that, you just need to call and say, I saw this return come through. It's past this order date. This was the order date. It's more than 60 days, and they'll replace that. So sometimes if I see a coach with a couple of returns in a week, that's how I go in and see. And if it's the same customer who's returned 2 or 3 bags, I'm like, chances are it's over 60 days time.
How come in my volume I don't see the names? It just shows descriptions, like the date. It's not showing the person's name until I click on like left volume, right volume. It looked like yours was showing the names of the people.
No, after she clicked on the number.
After I clicked on it, yeah, it'll pop
Got
up. Yeah. You have to keep sort of clicking to kind of drill down
Try to figure
into
it
it.
out. Got it.
Yeah.
That's how you see where all your volume's coming from, whether it's from your coaches.
Right.
Got it. Coaches. Eesh.
So,
I have a question.
all right. Does anybody else have questions?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up?
Where'd it go? I'm looking on the leader ladder, the training for that,
Mm-hmm.
and since I'm Emerald, I'm trying to get the whole gist of it, which I pretty much understand, but I'm still a little confused
Mm-hmm.
as to 250 bonus points.
That's your commissions. That's your commissions. They're just titled bonus points because we're in Canada too. Our bonus points are dollars. Canadians' bonus points, they take the bonus points and they do something with the exchange rate. It's like you don't have to pay. It's just dollars.
Okay. What does that mean? Like, so I get like a $250 bonus?
No, it's you hit that mark on the leadership ladder when you earn $250 in commission a month. In the month prior. The leadership the ladder is updated once a month on the 5th of the month for the previous month.
All right.
So, all right, ladies, thanks for hopping on. I took notes for all the things that you guys asked me to post, and I will make sure that I post them tonight when I get back to the computer. And last week's call was uploaded? No, it wasn't uploaded. It will be uploaded. I'll do that this afternoon. And if you missed the call on the leads that my mom did, make sure you watch it. It's fantastic. It's important to watch. And yeah, that's it. Keep pushing. We have a few days left to hit Success Club for the month. So keep going. All right, guys.
Bye.
Have a good one. See ya.